SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective.
Let's go on to Zambia, where some of the countrymen are calling for the removal of former President Edgar Lungu's immunity from prosecution. Presiding the cause say removing immunity will pave the way for investigations into the former president's various corruption allegations. The issue of presidential immunity comes as a hot topic in Zambia's very hot time, or in every time a sitting president loses power to a new one. Arthur Davis Sikopo has more from Lusaka.
Some politically inclined people are calling for the removal of the former president Edgar Lungu's immunity against prosecution so that he can be tried for what they say the former president abused his office in many fronts. A well-known party member of the now governing party, the United Party for National Development, or UPND, Matomola Likwanya, has petitioned Parliament calling for the lawmakers to table the motion of stripping the immunity of the former president so that he could be tried in an open court. According to the Zambian laws, an incumbent president is shielded from prosecution while in office, but the same law provides that his or her immunity can be lifted and tried for whatever offense he or she could have committed while in office. Mr. Likwanya is contending that President Lungu committed many crimes while in office and has to account for that, and that he and his party will push that motion. The administration of Mr. Lungu and the Patriotic Front has been accused of massive corruption, abuse of office, among others. Among those issues are some charges that Mr. Lungu's then ministers are currently answering to in courts. So far, former Defense Minister Davis Chama in the Edgar Lungu administration and the Patriotic Front is in police custody over attempted murder that occurred in 2015 in a by-election in the western province of Zambia, while another former minister, Boman Lusambo, is in court for assault, and another case in which one person died in 2019 during a by-election. Those are some of the cases that make some people, like Mr. Likwanya, feel President Lungu's immunity has to be lifted.
Our mission, comrade, in doing this is not for us to get a lot of money from this exercise, but it is to set a precedence, okay? A precedency must be set. Why? This will be to deter future presidents from thinking that they have the immunity and they can do anything they want. Okay, this is also to exercise the rule that no one is above the law. This endeavor to have a former president Edgar Lungu's immunity lifted, it is in the pursuit of justice. Secondly, we are very much sure and confident that that man was corrupt and he abused office.
The question that is being posed is that, is it necessary for the immunity of the former President Lungu to be lifted? McDonald Chipenzi, a governance activist, agrees.
It's very much necessary because of the allegations that have surrounded this president. And not only that, I think we need to bring transparency and accountability in the office of the president. This issue of protecting the presidency is what has bred corruption in our country.
But Zambia DNA spokesperson, Spooky Mulemwa, disagrees.
What I will say to you is that it's not necessary. Dr. Chiluba himself, his immunity was lifted by President Levi Mwanawasa. Mr. Mwanawasa passed on, but I'm sure if he had survived, he would have had his immunity lifted, going by what he did to his colleague. Then Rupia Banda, as a fourth Republican president after left office, the Michael Chilufya Sata, led PF, also lifted his immunity and was taken to court. And what has happened to all these cases where heads of state have had their immunity lifted? Nothing. There was no evidence ever used to find them guilty of wrongdoing.
Mr. Mulemwa of Zambia DNA says Zambia may just waste time and resources chasing after these things that may not be realized. But Mr. Likwanya, the one who has petitioned Parliament, is insisting that whatever it takes, they are willing to have the motion take course.
We wouldn't mind if the case took 5 years. We wouldn't mind if we spent 1 billion or 3 billion or whatever amount just to prove that. That is what must be done.
Currently, Mr. Likwanya is waiting for Parliament to respond to his call for the matter to be tabled before the House and to have the immunity of the former president lifted.
We wait for them to respond to us.
Mr. Mulemwa and other citizens of Zambia are now advising the current president, Hakainde Hichilema, on this matter.
And I think that President Hakainde Hichilema will do well not to soil his hands with something like this. Because if he allows himself to do that, the moment he comes out of power, those who come after him will say, after all, we stand to every president. Let's go after him, whether he's innocent or not. It's unnecessary.
So what if they remove President Lungu's immunity? How is that going to benefit my grandmother in Kaputa to work on the economy? When you are coming the economy is broken. So mend the economy and stop wasting our time. We are not interested anymore.
Zambians are now waiting to see the next course of action on this matter. Reporting for SABC's Channel Africa in Lusaka, Zambia, I'm Arthur Davis, Scopo.
United States Department on Tuesday again urged U.S. citizens in Ethiopia to leave the country immediately, adding that the United States has no plans to facilitate an evacuation via military or commercial aircraft as Washington steps up pressure to bring an end to the conflict in Ethiopia.